Dear students, now let us discuss about the refraction of light. We already discussed about the reflection of light, how the reflection takes place, what are the laws of the reflection. Then there is another optical phenomena called as the refraction of light. Whenever medium separating the boundary between the two mediums, when the light is incident on the boundary of two transparent medium, then this light beam changes its path when it moves from one medium to another medium, and this phenomena is called as the refraction of light. In this case, consider this is the air medium. XY is the boundary between air medium and any denser medium like glass medium. This is the boundary of separating these two medium, XY. Above this boundary there is the air medium. Below this boundary there is a glass medium, considered as the optically denser medium. Mn is the normal which is perpendicular to this refracting surface XY. These are the two incident rays which are going to incident on this boundary of these two media, that is refracting surface XY. Consider when this incident ray PA is incident on this refracting surface, then the angle between incident ray and the normal is called as the angle of incidence. And when this ray passes through the denser medium, then it bends toward the normal, as the density of this denser medium is greater than air medium, and therefore the angle made by this refracted ray, that is AR, with this normal is called as the angle of refraction. Angle of incidence means the incident ray made the angle with this normal is called as the angle of incidence, and the refracted ray makes an angle with this normal is called as the angle of refraction. Therefore, angle PAM is the angle of incidence, angle NAD or angle NAR, this is the angle of refraction. Again, consider this is the wavefront PQ, it is going in forward direction. This PQ incident wavefront is converted into incident wavefront EB. When this incident wavefront incident or strikes on this refracting surface, then when this wavefront moves from point B to C in time t, then the length of path BC is equal to V1 into t. As velocity of light is different in different optically denser or rarer medium. Therefore, V1 is the velocity of this light in air medium. V2 is the velocity of light in denser medium. When this incident wavefront strikes on this refracting surface, then when this wavefront moves from point B to C in time t with the velocity V1, then length of path BC is equal to V1 into t, that is length of BC is equal to V1 into t. During this time, that means small t, when this wavefront moves from point B to C, during this time, this point A acts as a secondary source of light and it emits the secondary waves in the denser medium because refraction happens. And therefore, as V2 is velocity of the light in this denser medium, then all these secondary waves or wavelets which are in forwarding in this denser medium covers a distance in time t is equal to V2 into t. As velocity changes, velocity is V2. That means when point A acts as a secondary source of light, it emits the secondary waves in the denser medium, and all these waves traveling with velocity v2 in time t, all these waves covers a distance v2 into t in forwarding direction and reaches at the semi-sphere whose radius is equal to v2 into t, and this is the semi-sphere whose radius is equal to v2 into t, and therefore length of path from point A to D is equal to v2 into t. That means during time t, when the wavefront moves in air medium from B to C, in denser medium the wavefront moves from point A to D and draw the tangent from point C to D, and the CD is called as the refracted wavefront, as AB is incident wavefront on the refracting surface, then it is converted into CD as the refracted wavefront, and therefore length of AD is equal to V2 into T. Then angle PAM is equal to angle of incidence. Therefore this angle will be the 90 minus I, as angle XAM is equal to 90 degree. Therefore angle PAX is equal to 90 minus I. This angle is called as the angle of glancing. The incident ray makes an angle with the surface is called as the glancing angle or angle of glancing. This angle is 90 minus I. This angle is I, angle of incidence. Now, this is at right angle. These are both the right angles. This wavefront is perpendicular to this incident ray. This will be 90 minus I. 90 minus I plus I is equal to 90. This is a right angle at point B. Therefore, this angle plus this angle should be the 90. As this angle, that is PAB, is equal to 90 degree. Angle PAM is equal to I. Therefore, this angle will be the 90 minus I. Then, this will be 90 minus I. Then, angle MAY is equal to 90 degree. Angle MAY equal to 90 degree. As this angle is 90 minus I, therefore this angle should be the I, and therefore it will be equal to I. Angle BAC is equal to angle I. In the same manner, when we draw the tangent from point C to D such that point C and point D, they are in the same phase, and therefore this CD is called as the refracted wavefront. Consider another triangle, triangle ADC. It is at 90 degree angle. Here 90 degree angle. This is the angle of refraction. Angle NAD is equal to angle of refraction, and therefore this angle will be is equal to 90 minus R, as angle NAC is equal to 90. Therefore angle NAD or R is equal to R. Therefore this angle will be the 90 minus R. Now in this triangle ADC, this is 90, this is 90 minus R. Therefore this angle should be the small r, because 90 minus r plus 90 should be is equal to 180 degree. The sum of three angles in a triangle should be is equal to 180 degree, and therefore this will be 90 minus r, this will be 90, there this should be r, and this is the small r. Angle ACD is equal to angle of refraction. This is about the angle of incidence and angle of refraction. Now, consider there are the two triangles. triangle ABC and triangle ADC. Therefore, in triangle ABC, this is angle I. Sine of I is equal to, this is at right angle at point B. Sine of I is equal to BC upon AC, as AC is the hypotenuse for the both triangle. AC is the hypotenuse, and therefore sine of I is equal to BC upon AC. In second triangle, triangle ACD, sine of R is equal to, sine of R is equal to front side, that is AD, divided by hypotenuse AC. And therefore, as BC is equal to V1 into T divided by AC, and AD is equal to V2 into T divided by AC. And therefore, sine I upon sine R is equal to V1 into T divided by AC divided by sine R, that is V2 into T upon AC. Therefore, AC upon V2 into T, that is V1 upon V2. Sin I upon sin R is equal to V1 upon V2 according to the expression. This sin I upon sin R, this ratio is constant, and that is called as the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, and this is the Snell's law, and therefore sin I upon sin R is equal to V1 upon V2 is equal to V1, or we can say that what is meant by the refractive index? Refractive index is equal to V upon V1, and refractive index second is equal to V upon V2. What is meant by the refractive index? A refractive index of first medium with respect to air medium is equal to velocity in air or vacuum divided by velocity in a given medium. A refractive index of second medium, that is glass, is equal to velocity of light in air medium upon velocity of light in the second medium, that is a refractive index of second medium, that is a refractive index of first medium, and therefore from this equation the V1 is equal to V upon N1 into what will be V2. V2 is equal to V upon N2, and therefore sin of I upon sin of R is equal to N2 upon N1, that is called as the ratio of refractive index, and therefore N1 into sin of I is equal to N2 into sin of R, and therefore refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, or refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, is equal to sin I upon sin R is equal to N2 or upon N1. It is also called as the eta 2 upon eta 1. This is the Snell's law about the refraction. Then, according to this one, when velocity of light in air medium is greater than velocity of light in another medium, in that case, the angle of incidence is greater than angle of refraction, and due to this reason, this particularly when this light beam travels from optically rarer medium to the optically denser medium, then it bends towards the normal and vice versa. As angle of incidence is greater than angle of reflection, as refractive index of air medium is less than refractive index of the denser medium, particularly refractive index of water, it is near about 1.33. Refractive index of glass, it ranges from 1.50 to 1.65. That means refractive index as increases, the velocity of light increases, because the refractive index of air is equal to 1, and therefore according to the Snell's law, there are three laws. First, when velocity in air medium is greater than velocity in optically denser medium, then the refractive index of first medium is less than refractive index of second medium, and due to this reason, as the refractive index of air medium is less than refractive index of any optical denser medium, therefore the velocity of light is always greater than in air as compared to any other optically denser medium. This is the first law of refraction. Second, incident ray, normal and refracted ray, they are lie in the same plane. You can consider here vertical plane. Incident ray, normal and refracted ray, they lies in the same plane. This is the second law of refraction. And the third, incident ray and the refracted ray lie opposite side of the normal. That means incident ray lie left of this normal, whereas refracted ray lie in the opposite side of the normal. These are the laws of refraction. This is about the reflection and refraction. Thank you for watching video.